Everybody has one. Everybody has one. Most people never find theirs. Like a month of a boss who was careful, never crossed the line, just the right at the barrel of it every day. Little bit of shaving off a person until the person isn't saving. Then a Thursday came and I completely unhooked it. Didn't yell, that's what people expect. I got very slow and I got very direct. Set 3 sicknesses that I built over a year. Whole room silent and completely aware that something had ended and nothing will return. That's a snap point, that's what they earn. Low bills, the metal holds everything a body folds. Everything a body folds. Then 1 gram past the design. Nothing gradual, just a line. Snap point arriving with no warning. Everything that been for months just broke this morning. Nobody heard a build up, cause a build up is silent. Bass in the conference room, quiet and violent. Cross the whole threshold, you can uncross. That's the only honest loss. Some cracks low with the metals give. Low and louder than the life I live. Feel the whole structure, not forgive. Left that job and the job got worse without me. Not because I'm special, cause the next one about me. 3 months in, did the exact same, breaking same boss, same shaving, same very slow taking. He's still there, doing it to somebody now. Step point, sorry, source, that's the vow. And if you're bending under somebody's careful hand, somebody who never crosses always stands. Right at the edge, you will snap eventually. Do it on purpose, early and deliberately. Snap while you can still choose. That's the plea. Snap, that's the plea. Snap, that's the plea. Point of the snap, echoing for years. Everything I swallowed came out clean and clear. Nobody predicted it, least up on me. Face beneath the office floor, setting something free. Take the whole break in. It was overdue. That's the only thing that's true. Everybody has one. I found mine on a Thursday. The first quit is a lie. The second one might be honest. Mile 4 and the body files a complaint. Legs go illegal, lungs doing a feint. Version of breathing, this is the famous wall. Everybody hits it and it isn't a wall at all. It's a door with a very convincing handle, pushing nothing behind it but a longer candle. Mile 5 is something absolutely changes. Pain doesn't leave, it just quietly rearranges. Ink the background, that's the second win. Honestly, not a burst of power, just a quieter economy. Body stops arguing cause the arguing lost. Everything after that is basically free, no cost. Wall hits, the voice says stop. That's the first one, that's a prop. Second one arrives at 9. That one's real, respect the sign. Second wind machine, kicking in at 5. Everything that begged to quit is suddenly alive. Nobody explains it and it happens every time. Face beneath the sidewalk, climbing with the climb. Run the whole mile past the first surrender. That's the only thing I remember. Suck, thumb, slow with the second gear. Low and steadier and clear. Feel the whole body reappear. Burn it at 20 on a track in the rain. Coach said the first no is never the same as the second, and I've used that in everything. Business, a marriage, a very hard spring. First quit is fear, wearing a costume of reason. Second is information, learn the season. And if you're at the wall on something that's not running, a degree, a company, a person you're loving. First urge to leave arrives right on schedule. It's not data, it's a reflex, it's a fable. Push one more mile, then be able. Machine of the second wind. the first quit light, I ran past it. First quit, I ran past it.
There's a sound at the very top of effort, and it's yours.
Last 200 and everything goes quiet. Crowd's still there, but the crowd has gone silent. In my head, replaced by a rushing sound that is literally my own blood pushing past my eardrums. You only hear it at the top, nobody gets it gently, nobody stops. First time I heard it, I thought I was dying. 16, cross country, and I honestly was crying after Coach said, that's the sound, remember it said. Most people run their whole life and never get there. One time, I've chased it since then. 20 years for a sound, again and then look up ears. Feel the world drops out, nothing left to think about. Not a pain and not a peak, just a sound that you can see. Blood in the ears, roaring at the end. Everything I had is gone and there's nothing left to spend. Nobody arrives here on a comfortable day. Face beneath the finish line, thundering away. Push to the whole limit till the limit makes a sound. That's the only holy ground. Sub roars low with the pulse gone wild. Low and older than the child. Feel the whole system reconcile. Cross it, fell down and I lay in the grass. Got going strange in my legs, made of glass. Best 90 seconds that a body can give you. Everything since then has been a thing to get through. To get back here, I'm 41 now. Heard it in March, still know how. And if you've never been to the top of yourself, never emptied the whole thing, never cleared the shelf. It's not about fitness and it's not about winning. It's a place in the body, go find the beginning, then run past it. That's the sinning. Ears full of blood, fading into grass. Everything I emptied out came back at last. Oh, nobody can describe it and everybody knows. Face beneath the track, surface thundering and roll. Take the whole 90, it's the loudest I've been. That's the only thing I've seen. The sound came back in more. I'm still chasing it. It's quiet. It's quiet, then it isn't. And then it isn't. Water heats up with no sign for 4 minutes. Nothing on the surface, nothing that's in it. Looks like nothing's happening at all. Then the pitch comes up and it fills the whole hall. That's exactly how a person gets loud. Nothing, then a shout in a crowd. My mother never raised her voice in 19 years. Then one Christmas with the whole family. She said one sentence at a volume unknown. Whole table frozen, I have never outgrown the memory. She was right and she was terrifying. Quiet people whistle is the end of the trying. He claims no sound at all. Then the pitch comes off the wall. Not a build you can observe, just the temperature and earth. The kettle whistle cutting through the room. Everything that needed quiet is arriving with the boom. Nobody saw it coming and it took 4 minutes. Space beneath the linoleum, everything is in it. Let the whole thing scream till the burner goes off. There's a pitch, come and choose when it begins. Better on purpose, better than a spin. Whistle from the kettle, dying down to steam. Everything she said that night was quieter than it seemed. Later, and it changed the entire house. Bass beneath the stove top, loud as a mouse. Take the whole 4 minutes, then let it sing. That's the only warning thing. Was quiet for 19 years. Then it wasn't. Something in my jaw knows before the rest of me does. Bar in my hands and the weight is a question. Everything decided in a very small section of my face. Jaw locks about a half second before the pull, and once that's reckoned, the lift is already over. It just hasn't happened. Body signs the contract, then the body's trapped in. Coach can see it from across the whole floor. Says that one's going up before I even go for. It is reading the jaw, not a number. 20 years spotting and he knows the whole slumber of a lift that won't land. The jaw stays soft. That one's a miss. Bracket, walk it off. Jaw locks, the deal is signed. Everything is now alive. Not a hope and not a try. Just a body that won't lie. Ignition teeth clamping down at the start. Everything I'm gonna do is decided by that part. Nobody watches the jaw and it's the hotel. Bring me the platform ringing like a bell. Lock the whole thing down before you even pull. That's the only honest rule. Sub grinds low with the plates complain. Low and heavier than the pain. Feel the jaw, refuse the feint. Use it everywhere now. Before a hard call, before a conversation that could end it all. I check the jaw, if it's soft I'm not ready. Sit for a minute till the thing comes back steady. Sounds insane, and it has never once failed. Body knows, first the mind gets mailed. And if you can't tell whether you'll follow through, stop asking your head lies to you. Check the body, the jaw, the hands, the feet. Something down there already knows the whole sheet. Read it honestly, then take the seat. Teeth in the ignition, locked before the lift. Everything my body knew, arrived before the shift. In my thinking and it's never once been wrong. Face beneath the rubber floor, running very strong. Take the whole signal, it's a half second early. That's the only truth told clearly. Yeah. My jaw knew first, it always does. There is a moment where edging becomes the actual danger. Halfway commitments break more bones than full ones. Ask any skater, any rider, any dope one who went in at 70% and got wrecked. The injury is in the hesitation, not the object. You clear the gap or you don't attempt the gap. There's a third option, that's the whole map. Learned it on a bike at 14 with the ramp. Went halfway, ate concrete, spent a month in a camp. Lace called my bedroom with a very broken wrist. Went full the next time and I cleared it. And the list of things that principle applies to is enormous business. Ask somebody out performance. Line picked, no second guess. Everything or nothing less. Not a bravado, not a boast. Just the physics of the most. Full send protocol chosen at the top. Everything I'm doing out there isn't a stop. Halfway, nobody survives a partial commitment. Base beneath the takeoff. Everything is in it. Send the whole thing or don't leave the ground. belief. Doesn't mean reckless, that's what people hear. Means you choose carefully and then you clear the doubt out entirely before the attempt. Deliberation happens early, then it's spent. Half of every disaster I watch or bend, it was a person deciding better, that's a sin. And if you're standing at the top of things now, weighing it, running the how. Weigh it on the ground for as long as you need. Then when you drop in with speed. Nothing kills like a half-taken lead. Protocol fully sent, landing on the far side. Everything I gotta get resolved before the ride. Nobody clears the gap with the question in their chest. Face believe it louder than the rest. Take the whole decision, make it beat for the drive. That's the only way to not stop. That's the only way to not stop. I decided on the ground. Then I never thought again. Nothing in the room but the thing and me. Phone in a drawer in another apartment. Not the same room, not the same compartment of the building. That's how bad my discipline is. I know myself and I thought about the business of willpower. Willpower is a myth for the lucky. Distance is the answer. Distance is plucky. Desk with nothing on it but a lamp in the work. Not a plant, not a photo, not a copy that lurks. Half finished, everything on that surface is a thing I'm doing or it serves the actual purpose. Looks the same, it gets a little completely insane. It's also why I finished, that's the plane. Room bare, the noise is gone. Everything I am is on. Not a talent, not a trance, just a room with fewer chance. Phone dry, focus, nothing in the way. Everything I could reach for is a building block away. Nobody has willpower, and everybody thinks they do. Base beneath the floorboards, driving me through. Strip the whole room till there's only the task. That's the only sub hum, slow in an empty space, slow and filling up the place. Building nothing set the pace. Hum, slow in an empty space, slow and filling up the place. Building nothing set the pace. 4 hours later and I come back to earth. Whole thing done and it was probably worth the 9 minutes of walking to get the phone back. Nobody texted, nobody, that's the fact. Every emergency I've feared for a decade never once happened while a good thing was made. And if you can't stop checking, don't try to be strong. Strength is a story that we tell along. The way to failure made the reach inexpensive. Different room, different floor, get defensive. Out the distance, that's the incentive. Oh, this and this focus gone. Bone dry, finished at 4. Everything I meant to do was done and out the door. Nobody needed me and I was completely gone. Face beneath the empty desk, holding it on. Take the whole, nothing is the actual tool. That's the only working rule. Nothing in the room but the thing, and it's done. I signed it in, and the room did not know what had started. Pen came down on a line at 11. Everybody smiling and completely uneven in their understanding of what just occurred. They thought it was a contract, it was a word that ends a whole era for about 40 people. Nobody in there heard the bell in the steeple. Some decisions look like paperwork, that's the thing. Nothing explodes March it's obvious, in November it's treason. Asked me quiet, I shook his hand and I meant it. Then I drove home and I quietly resented. Ink dries, the fuse gets lit. Nobody can feel a bit. Not a bang and not a shout, just a hand and just a doubt. Detonator handshake, pull out incomplete. Everything about to change was decided in the seat. Nobody in that room understood the timing. Face beneath the ballroom table, slowly climbing. Shake the whole hand, it goes off in spring. That's the only kind of thing. Sub hums low with a delay charge, low and patient and very large. Feel the whole quarter take the barge. March came and the building rearranged. 40 people's jobs completely exchanged for something better. Actually, that was the point. Nobody thanked me and nobody could join the handshake to the outcome, which is correct. Best work I've done, zero effect on respect. And if you made a call that nobody can see, that looks like nothing on a Tuesday at 3. The credit never comes and that's the whole job. Being the one who quietly turns the knob. Do it anyway, skip the applause and the sob. Handshake with the detonator, felt 6 months on. Everything I set in motion was completely undrawn from any record, and it worked and it's done. Face beneath the parking garage, hotter than the sun. Take the whole quiet, nobody knows my part. That's the only honest art. I signed it in March, the room found out. Everything is loud today, and I don't know It's a mall. Some mornings you don't need coffee, you need the memory. Woke at 5 with the face in my head. Got from a meeting in a year that is dead now. Said I'd never run anything at all. Said it in front of 11 people in a hall that I now own the lease on. Still I woke up with his voice in my ear, and I got up. People say let it go when the people lying. Are they better than me? Which is fine, I'm not trying to be better than me. I'm trying to be running 10 years on that sentence I've been funding every early morning, and I pay it again. Grudge is the battery, just don't let it win. Eyes open, the voice comes back. Everything is on the track. Not a wound and not a scar, just a reason where you are. Wake up angry, that's a working alarm. Everything he said to me is doing me no harm anymore. It's fuel with a face on it, facing the floorboards, putting on the pace with it. Use the whole memory, then get out of bed. That's the only thing he said. Sub grinds low with the alarm's dead tone. Low and older than the bone. Feel the grudge become a stone. Saw him last year for a little thing in the city. He didn't remember, and that's the whole pity. Or the whole freedom, one sentence from him. Built 11 years and he can't recall a thing. Shook his hand, said good to see you meant it. Then drove home and got up at 5. That's the tenant. If somebody said a thing that lives in your morning, don't try to forgive it before you're done borrowing the fuel. Use it, build the entire thing, then let it go later when it's not funding a swing. Anger has an expiry, use it before spring. Angry when I wake, quieter each year. Everything he handed me became a whole career. Nobody thinks a man for a wound that work. Face beneath the alarm clock, running like a jerk. Take the whole memory, it's almost used up. That's the only bitter cup. That's the only bitter cup. Some mornings I don't need it anymore. Most I do. Fear and excitement, use the exact same words. I did 140 before I go on hands, doing something that a hand shouldn't do, and then me would call that I wanted to leave. New rewrite the thing, same body, new belief. It's not I'm scared, it's this counts. Same sentence, different noun, different amounts. Coach told me at 19 and it took a decade. Said the shaking is the body getting ready, not afraid. I thought that was more than just nonsense. Then I read the actual chemistry and honestly it's true. Cut his soul and the good stuff. Ride the same road, you just label the stuff. start driving. Grammar of adrenaline, rewritten and clean. Everything that shook me is the sharpest I've been. Nobody has the feeling, you just edit the line. Bass beneath the rib cage, running down the spine. Take the whole shaking, it's a gift with bad branding. That's the only understanding. Excitement said the same thing, I answer right. For now, for 9 years, nothing. Then one afternoon, everything. Same job, same route, same coffee, same silence. Man in the mirror doing very quiet violence to himself. That's a decade of the same twos. Then nobody noticed cause I made it look okay. Then I got a meeting, said a thing about my mother. Something in me moved that I never once bothered. Didn't shout, didn't swing, didn't do a single thing that a camera would ever have to single out. I just went cold in a way that was new. Walked out of full with my whole life in view. Quit on the Friday and I started on the Monday. 9 years of nothing and then one loud Sunday. Click, the current finds a wire. Everything is suddenly on fire. Not a building, not a climb. Just a switch and just a time. Trip the switch, the whole house lights up. Everything that's sat there dark for a decade is enough. Now nobody warned me it'll rise in a second. Facing the breaker box, answering the reckoning. Throw the whole handle, it won't go back. That's the only one-way track. Sub, snap, slow with the contacts bite. Low end, flooding through the whole night. Feel the wiring finally ignite. 2 years on and the business is standing. Not big, not famous, just entirely commending. Of my own hours, that's a whole prize. Everything I wanted was a size, not a size. A company, a size of a life I could carry. 9 years of sleep, one afternoon vary. And if you've been the same for a decade and a half, if you can't even locate the version who laughed, the switch isn't broken, it just hasn't been thrown. Something will throw it, it's rarely your own. Hand being ready, that's alone. Switch fully tripped, current in the frame. Everything that's left in me came up with a name. Nobody built toward it, it arrived like a hit. Bass beneath the floorboards, wired and lit. Take the whole voltage, it's been waiting 9 years. That's the only sound I hear. Waiting 9 years. First night, now it never goes Some engines don't warm up. Some engines just go. 450, no coffee, no stretching, no reason. Feet hit the floor in the worst of the season. Body says absolutely not, and I heard it. Went anyway, that's the whole word. It's not motivation, motivation's a rumor. This is a habit with a very bad humor. People wait, people wait, people wait, people wait. People wait, people wait, people wait for the feeling and the feeling won't come. Wait for the mood and the mood is a bum that never pays rent and never shows early. I stop negotiating with a body that's surly. Cold engine, full throttle, that's the method. Damage is a myth and the myth is a dead kid. No warm up, no talk, no plan, just a body and a demand. mornings are the same. Body still says no when I still know its name. Arguments identical at 4:51. Differences now I know that the arguing's done. Before it starts, that's the actual victory. Not the workout, the non-negotiating history. And to whoever's lying there running the numbers, doing math on the sleep and the rest in the hunger, the math is a trap and the trap is designed by a version of you that would rather be blind. Put your feet down first, then use your mind. Starting hard, tearing at the seams. Everything that hurt me is exactly what redeems. Nobody's gentle with the thing they want back. Face beneath the driveway, running like mad. Take the whole grind and it turns over eventually. That's the only mercy shown to me. Some engines never warm up. Mine caught anyway. There's another day where I am genuinely dangerous. Hey, Joe, what's that song? 5 to 6 in the evening, that's the window. Bodies warm, brains tired, and the limbo. Between them is where the actual work lies. Everything I built came out of a sliver. Nobody schedules it, you find it by accident. Mine's at 5, yours is somewhere adjacent. Tried mornings for a year and it was garbage. Tried midnight and I made a lot of very bad marriage level decisions. 5 to 6 is the answer, same as an athlete finding out they're a dancer. You don't choose it, you just finally notice, then you defend it. That's the whole process. Needle climbs, the gauge goes red. Everything I am is ahead. Not a burnout, not a fall, just an hour past the wall. Redline hour, screaming in the gauge. Everything that's slowing me gets out of the cage. Nobody schedules this and everybody's got one. Bass in the top, I'm in her running like a hot gun. Take the whole 60, it'll cost you the night. That's the only hour, right? Sub roars low as a needle climbs. Slow and matching the red line time. Feel the whole machine now climb, 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 climb. 6 o'clock hits and I'm completely useless. Can't argue, can't be anything but toothless. That's the trade, 1 hour of dangerous. 4 or 5 hours of a man who is ludicrously. Till I take that deal every day. Everything good I've made came that way. And if you don't know when your hour is, check it for a month, write down when the fizz is. Actually happening is not when you think. Then guard it like a dog at the edge of a rink. Everything else can sink. Hour at the red line, dropping back to green. Everything I got done there is the most I've ever been. Nobody sees the other 23 hours. Space beneath the top, I'm at spinning all the powers. Take the whole 60, I'll be back tomorrow. That's the only speed I follow. That's the only speed I follow. There's 1 hour a day. I found my nothing in the room but the thing and me. Found in a drawer in another apartment. Not the same room, not the same compartment of the building. That's how bad my discipline is. I know myself and I don't fight the business of willpower. Willpower is a myth for the lucky. Distance is the answer. Distance is plucky. Desk with nothing on it but a lamp and a plant. Not a plant, not a photo, not a coffee that lurks half finished. Everything on that surface is the thing I'm doing or it serves the actual purpose. Looks insane to guess and it is completely insane. It's also why I finished at the plane. Room bare, the noise is gone. Everything I am is on. Not a talent, not a trend. Just a room with fewer chairs. Bone dry focus. Bone dry focus. Nothing in the way. Everything I could reach for is a building block. Nobody has willpower and everybody thinks they do. Base beneath the floorboards. Try only thing I ask. Sub-hums low in an empty space, low end filling up the place. I feel that nothing set the pace. 4 hours later, and I come back to earth. Whole thing done, it was probably worth the 9 minutes of walking to get the phone back. Nobody texts nobody, that's a fact. Every emergency I feared for a decade never once happened while a good thing was made. And if you can't stop checking, don't try to be strong. Strength is a story that we tell along. The way to failure make the reaching expensive. Different room, different floor, get defensive about the distance, that's the incentive. Focus gone, bone dry. Focus gone, bone dry. Finished at 4. Everything I meant to do is done and out the door. Nobody needed me and I was completely gone. Face beneath the empty desk, holding it on. Take the whole nothing, it's the actual tool. That's the only working rule. That's the only working rule. That's the only working rule. Nothing in the room but the thing and it's done. The phrase I put on is not a lie, it's a decision. 20 minutes in the bathroom, that's not mine. Making a face that will hold for a very long time. Under lights and under questions and under men who will ask me the same thing 4 times then. Explain my own answer back to me slowly. This is the armor, it's not vanity, it's holy. Mother taught me, she did it before every shift. Said you don't go out there with your actual lift. At face, she meant the tired one. The true one said the world takes that and turns it into one you want. That's worse, so you choose one and you wear it. Not fake, just chosen, learn to bear it. Mirror up, the face goes on. Everything soft is quietly gone. Not a mask and not a lie. Just a door behind the eye. Whoa, face mirror, 20 minutes deep. Everything I'm gonna need is something I can keep behind this. Nobody sees the 20 minutes. Face beneath the bathroom towel. Everything is in it. Build the whole face till the face can hold. That's the only kind of go. Sub hums low off a tiled wall. Low and steady in the stall. Feel the armor covering it all. Took it off at 8 in the car in the lot. Cried for 4 minutes, which is all that I've got. Scheduled for it, then I drove home and made dinner. Nobody in the building will know I'm a sinner. Against the calm, I performed for 11 hours. That's not dishonest, that's the flowers. And to whoever thinks composure is a personality, it's a construction, it takes actual causality. 20 minutes in a mirror and a plan. Nobody's born at the least of all a woman. In a room of men, build it, then stay. Mirror for the war face. Wiped off in the car. Everything I carried in there got me pretty far. Nobody saw the building and they all saw the wall. Base beneath the parking structure, holding through it all. Take the whole armor, I'll rebuild at 8. That's the only steady game. The to church in 30 years. And he got hit twice, second one at 50 and it wasn't nice. And the thing about it tells you about current is your hand closes, that's the actual torment. You can't let go, the muscle contracts and we're rapping is a track. He told me backwards. Said always approach with the back of the hand. And if it's live, the shock throws you when you land. Away from it, that's it, that's the whole trade. 30 years of a man and the wisdom he made. Fits in a sentence, back of the hands always. Best advice, I know I use it in all ways. Hand out, knuckles first, everything that could've hurt throws you clear if you approach. Right, that's the whole coach. Live wire grip, closing on its own. Everything that grabs you is a thing you can't disown. Once you've held it, that's the part they don't mention. Base beneath the crawl space, humming with intention. Touch the whole thing backward, or you don't touch at all. That's the only wall. Sub buzz is low through a copper line, low and older than the sign. Feel the current redefine. Use it on people, now that's the extension. Anybody live, I approach with attention. In the back of the hand, never grab, never hold. Test it first, let it throw me if it's cold or hot. Save me from 4 bad partnerships. 30 years of my father in my fingertips. And whatever your parents did for a living, go ask them the one rule that keeps on giving. The thing they tell an apprentice on day one, that sentence has more in it than a degree has done. As before they're gone, then run. Grip of the line, open by the throw. Everything that could have killed him, let him go. Because he came in backward, that's the whole reason. Face beneath the fuse box, humming through the season. Take the whole knuckle first, it works on everything. That's the only rule I bring. My father let go because he never grabbed. I threw the clock across the room once, then I bought a louder one. Snooze is a machine for teaching yourself lying. 9 minutes at a time, you practice not trying to keep a thing you said out loud you would do 6 times in the morning. That's 6 lies through before 7. Nobody starts a day that way and expects to be a person who can say anything to themselves and have it hold. That's the whole cost, and the cost isn't told in sleep. It's told in every promise after. I'll start Monday, get some very hollow laughter from a body that learned at 6 in the morning. That your word is a suggestion, that's the warning. 9 more than 9 and again. Every one of them's a stain. Not on sleep, not on rest. On the words you make, that's a twist. Take the news, take the button off the clock. Everything you tell yourself gets tested at that knock. Nobody's judging, and that's exactly the danger. Face beneath the mattress, waking up a stranger. Break the whole habit, it's not about the sleep. That's the only word I keep. Sub grind slow with the alarm, second run. Low and angrier than the sun. Seal the whole promise come undone. That's done. Took me 4 months and I paid a lot of days. Kept the paper by the bed with a tally of the ways I did or didn't. Dumb and it worked. 41 straight now when the number is a perk. Not the point. The point is I believe me when I say a thing. Cheapest thing to receive. And if you think this is about waking up early, absolutely isn't sleeping. Sleep early. Set it for 9, set it for 11. Just get it when it goes. That's the whole heaven. The hour doesn't matter. The keeping is a labor. Snooze completely killed. 41 days in, everything I say to me is something I begin now. And it started with a button I removed. Face beneath the nightstand, keeping me proof. The street road opened at midnight and a river came out. 100-year pipe under Ferris and third blew at 11:50 and the sound was absurd. Like the ground clearing its throat for a statement. Water came up through a crack in the pavements. 6 feet high and it found nobody planned. Whole block came out with the phone in their hand. City took hours and the hours were beautiful. Kids in the water and the water was plentiful. Cold from 100 feet under the city. Coldest thing anybody's felt in this vicinity. Since March, Mrs. Delgado brought out her chair. 91 years old with her feet in the air. Pipe blows the street, becomes everything a summer wants. Not a plan and not a gift, just 100-year rift. Midnight water main, guys are ring the block. Everything infrastructure did was better than the clock. Nobody scheduled it, and it was the best night. Face beneath the fountain, golden fountain, colder than the light. Take the whole fair, recantation. Face beneath the fountain, colder than the light. Take the whole fair, urine made us a beach. That's the only thing in reach. Sub roars low through a broken main. Low and colder than the whole terrain. Feel the city break its chain. Crew shut it down at 3:15. Everybody groaned like a kid at the sea. Being called in, then we all went inside. Wet and delighted and a little bit tired. Streets been repaved and it's smoother than ever. Nobody's happy about the whole endeavor. And to whoever maintains the pipes underneath us, who fixes the thing that we curse when it leaves us, thank you, sincerely, and also, don't rush. Give us one night, a decade in the gush. The city needs a break in the hush. Ha, 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 ha. Water main at midnight, captain sealed away. Everything he gave us lasted less than a day. Nobody will mention it in June of next year. Base beneath the new asphalt, colder than appears. Take the whole memory, it was 3 hours long. That's the only broken song. The street closed up and we all remember. I was at a pool party. That's my whole statement. Everybody's here and the everybody has a cover. 40 in a backyard and I'm looking for another. A reason to be seen in a place that has witnesses. Nothing bad happened, that's the point of the business. I just needed a day where I couldn't be reached. Whole phone soaked and my schedule impeached. Boss called 4 times and the water was deep. Sister needed something and it's something could keep. Everybody want a piece of a Saturday. Gave it to chlorine in a very small way. Floated on my back like a person unavailable. That's not selfish, that's a boundary, that's scalable. Phone down, water up. Nobody can fill this cup. Not a lie and not a high, just a Saturday outside. Pool party alibi, airtight and blue. Everything they wanted me for, they had it without me too. Nobody collapsed and the world kept turning. Face beneath the deck, chairs cooler than the burning. Take the whole afternoon, I'm unreachable and fine. That's the only alibi that's mine. Sub splashes low off the pool's edge. Low and pushing off the whole edge. Feel the Saturday, take the pledge. Got home at 9 and I answered the messages. Handled the 4 things with actual leverages that I didn't have when I was tired on Friday. Turns out a person is much smarter on the high day. Nobody thanked me for the day I went missing. They just got a better version of my listening. Then you feel guilty for a day you went dark. For 6 hours floating in a rented backyard. People who need you rested and whole. Nobody was served by your half-empty bowl. Take the whole water, that's the goal. Alibi at the pool, holding up in court. pool party and I do it again. I was at a pool party and I do it again. $40 below in the back and $100 out front. Reefer unit running like a second heartbeat. Cold in the trailer and the cab is a hot seat. 22 hours from Fresno to a warehouse.
Nobody's waiting and there's nobody in my house.
Just the load and the load has a temperature colder than anything golfed in a year, sure.
Open the door once at a stop in the desert. Stood in the cold for a minute and I measured how long it take for the whole load to soften. 2 minutes maybe, that's the thing I do often.
Not because I need to, just to feel the difference between what I'm hauling and my own existence.
40 below, 6 feet back.
Everything inside intact, nothing there belongs to me. Still it's cold as company. Refrigerated truck, humming through the night. Everything I'm carrying is colder than my life. Nobody rides with me in the unit, there's a talking. Base beneath the chassis where the desert keeps on walking. Take the whole highway, I'll be there by 9. That's the only code that's mine.
Sub drones low with the reefer hum. Low end older than the outcome. Feel the freeze become a drum. Delivered at 7 to a guy with a clipboard. Didn't say much and he didn't have to. Nodded at the temp log and he said you did good. 9 words in 22 hours understood. Drove to a lot and I slept for 11. Dreamed of a kitchen, woke up, that's heaven.
And whoever's alone in the cab on the 80, whose only conversation is engaging a maybe. The Lord makes it, that's the thing that you did. Nobody knows and the world's a big lid on a very small life, but you move the grid. Truck full of cold, parked against the dawn. Everything I carry through the night is going on without me. In the kitchens, in the hands, in the meals. Base beneath the trailer where the temperature seals. Take the whole haul, I'll load up again. That's the only cold I've been.
40 below, made it and sold it out.
Part that's important, coldest room in the house is the room that's a portion of peace. My sister cleaned it at 11. Everybody knocked and she let in about 7. People a year, that's a whole social calendar. Cousin at the breakup and an aunt with a scandal. Lord, me at 15 when my father said the thing that took me 9 years and a therapist to bring up. She just let me in and gave me the floor. Never asked once what I came there for. Door opens, no one speaks. That's the deal for several weeks. Not advice and not a fix. Just the coldest room that's still coldest room in the house, holding at the back. Everybody hurting knows the shortest way to that. And nobody assigned her and she took it anyway. Base beneath the floorboards, keeping heat away. Take the whole corner, she will never charge. That's the only room that's large. Sub hums low through a northern wall. Low and colder than the whole. Feel the family finally fall.
She moved out at 30, and she took nothing with her. Room went through storage, and the storage was bitter. Nobody says it, but the house got warmer. In a bad way, everybody's a mourner for a place they could go, and the going got heavy. Now we all just sit in the heat and stay ready, yeah. And if your family got somebody who holds a cold room, who never given, just gives you the space to bloom. Tell them this year, say the actual word. They think nobody noticed, they think it's absurd. They held the whole house, let it be heard.
It's cold, it's empty at the back. Everybody misses it and no one says that. Nobody will claim it cause you can't just decide. Base beneath the hallway on the cool northern side. Take the whole corner if you got the art. That's the only saving art. Every house has one, all ours is waiting. Yeah, every house has one, ours is waiting. a 7:15. Coming back up in a very slow leaving. Walk barefoot on it and the day tells the story. Nothing gets wasted, that's a physical glory.
People are like that, that's the whole metaphor. Take it all in and you release it at the door. Somebody's mother comes home and she radiating everything the office did, the kitchen now taking.
That's not a fault and that's not an accusation. It's just thermal mass and a slow conversation. Ground gives back what it was given. Everything is slowly living. Not an instant, not a burst. Just a warmth that had to hurt. Evening and thermal rising off the stone. Everything that landed here is finding its way home. Nobody controls how the heat leaves the day. Base beneath the sidewalk in a slow and even way. Standing to release till the ground finally cools. Whoa, that's the only patience.
Sub rose low through a warming street. Low end mixing with the leaving heat. Feel the pavement quietly complete. Learned it from my father who came home at 8. Never talked at 8 and I thought it was hate. Turns out he was cool and turns out he was giving back the whole day so that he could start living. By 9 he was funny and by 9 he was mine. Never rush a person who's releasing the shine.
And if somebody comes home and they can't speak yet, if you've been waiting all day and you're starting to fret, give them an hour. The ground takes an hour. Nothing that absorbs can immediately flower. Wait for the cooling, then take the power. Thermal in the evening, leaving out the stone. Everything the day did is a thing that we outgrown. Nobody has to hurry and the cooling is exact. Base beneath the driveway, giving back the fact. Take the whole warmth, it's a day saying bye. That's the only long goodbye.